All right, I want to bring in our first guest, Victoria Montgomery Brown, founder of Big Think, to talk about hard conversations.
Hi, Victoria. So, this is never easy, to talk to someone and tell them, you need to improve. You're not doing good. How do you even lay the groundwork for something like that?
Well, I think that, there has to have been a series of events that lead up to that difficult conversation. Hopefully, it's not the first interaction you're having with the person. I wouldn't say that I'm an expert at it at all, but I have had many difficult conversations over the years. And from my standpoint, authenticity and empathy is critical. So if you go into these difficult conversations with a sense of judgment and anger, nothing is going to come out of it positively. So going in with a sense of empathy and having the sense that the person, both of you, want a great result. And so approaching the conversation from that aspect is really how I go about things, and that you both want to emerge with a win.
Yeah. Victoria, look, our viewers are young. How can a young person bring up constructive criticisms to older people, perhaps their boss?
Oof.
I would say, again, that with authenticity and without fear, and approaching the individual, whether it's your boss or superior, with pragmatism and with the outlook that I want you to succeed, I want me to succeed, and here's something that I've noticed that is not going well between us, or what have you, and doing it without a sense of fear and judgment. Again, I think it works both ways, whether the person is senior to you or your junior.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So a lot of times this happens the other way too, right? So I have a bunch of people that work below me, and sometimes it's hard to figure out what an appropriate reaction is, right? And I always bring my authentic self, probably to a fault. I'm probably too far the other way, right? So how do you make sure that you control your temper and make sure that you don't do things that you really regret, especially right now since we're all in a pressure cooker considering these difficult times?
Well, I think conversations that are difficult should not be sudden or unexpected. I think if you're the one who is organizing or wants to have the conversation, you need to go in prepared and not with an explosive mindset. So practice what you're going to say and be clear. And any type of time that you're using blame is wrong. So you is a bad word. I think you this, you that. Never use that type of language. Always empathy and how can we do better? How can we succeed? And again, referral is key.
So, I mean, you sound like a dating expert too.
Yeah.
Because that's like really good relationship advice.
It's really a kind of relationship. Look, Victoria, let's say somebody I'm talking to doesn't improve. How do I know if it's because I'm not being clear enough or the problem is on the other person? How do I communicate that?
I think that if you have had productive conversations and behavior isn't changing, it's obvious that the person is not doing what you hope that they would do. And then another conversation is necessary. We've tried everything we can. We respect each other. This isn't working out. And you either have to go or something has to change. So difficult conversations don't always have positive outcomes. And I think that that's something that people need to understand as well. You're not always going to get what you want out of the conversation.
Wow, you can't always get what you want. So on that note, Victoria, where do we find out more about you quickly?
Sure. So I have a book out which is called Digital Goddess, The Unfiltered Lessons of a Female Entrepreneur, and that's available on Amazon. And you can also check out bigthink.com, which is the website that I founded.
Well, Victoria, great work. Thank you so much for this important conversation about difficult conversations.
Yeah, good to have you here today.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yep.